I think one of the biggest questions that trainers have to ask themselves from the very start is why am I doing this? So often when I ask trainers in an interview, why do you want to be a personal trainer? I get this sort of natural response. I like helping people. I've been a trainer for 33 years, and I can unequivocally say that it has to be so much more than I like to help people if you're going to sustain yourself doing it. You have to really know what makes it so that you want to get up early in the morning and stay at work until late at night, helping people that a lot of times are not motivated to do what you need them to do. The reason they hire you is because they know that they are not motivated enough to do what needs to be done, but they need your guidance and your skill and your understanding. They need all the things that you bring to the table, which at a lot of times just takes every ounce of energy from you all day long on an hourly basis. You have to have a bigger purpose in wanting to help people. And so one of the things that I think about is why I started. What made it so that I wanted to be a trainer? And for me, it was wanting to give back people. I wanted to give people what I had experienced, as a workout person. So, as a tall, skinny, geeky, non-athletic person, especially in those formative years where, the studs are coming up and they're getting the girls and they get all the accolades of being a good athlete. I was none of the above. I missed that gene. And I had this quest. I wanted to be an athlete. And, one of the things that weightlifting did for me is it allowed me to look like an athlete and have some of the attributes of an athlete without actually being super athletic. And I went into the gym and I worked really hard. And at some point, I started to realize that it was giving me more than just physical attributes. At some point, it was mental. You start to realize that lifting heavy was mental. Coming in every day and working hard was mental. Driving through plateaus was mental. Going on diets was mental. Standing up on the stage in front of a lot of people with almost nothing on to show what you had done was very mental. Very little of it was physical. Those things you got to take with you. And it made me realize that at the end of the day, I wasn't necessarily training people to lose weight or get in shape. I was training them for life. I was trying to give them tools that they could use outside of the building that made them stronger when adversity came their way, that gave them something to stand back up with when things were pushing them down, when tragedy happened in their life. It gave them that inner strength that it took in order for them to go forward. I was blessed to be able to give that to people on a daily basis, which was so much more than just helping people. I had to understand what it meant myself. And I think that as young trainers, or trainers that are starting out, I was 30 years old when I got into this industry, so I was not young, but I lacked purpose. And what training did for me is it gave me purpose. It gave me a reason to get up every day. Just to see that look in somebody's eye when they got what I was saying, when they had made an accomplishment that they didn't think that they could do, when they went a place that they never thought they would go to. It got me up every day. And it's still, 33 years later, it still gets me up every day to see that look in someone's eyes. Now as a teacher of trainers, I get to see the look in the new trainers' eyes when I give them those tidbits that sort of help them understand how they do their job or how they be part of this profession. I think that the reason that you do this is very important. You yourself have to understand what that is. It needs to drive you every day. You have to think about whether it's a driver or it's a cliche. I think that saying that I just want to help other people is clichéic. I think you have to have purpose. What is your purpose? What is the purpose that drives you to want to get up early in the morning, write up programs that nobody thinks takes any time to do, that takes a lot of time to do, to make somebody better? What is it that drives you? So as you go forward, think about that. Think about what those things are, because they have to make you go out and do this thing that we call personal training.